you know, people, I mean, literally, people.
Say what?
What I have seen is that we can.
Okay, I get now.
I'll give you a little too much information.
Okay.
Go for it. There's no such thing.
One, I in their president.
Wrong.
I believe that I am the best person to do this job.
Wrong.
I went off script a little bit.
You don't say.
I am here, standing here on the northern flank, on the eastern flank, talking about what we have in terms of the eastern flank and our NATO ally.
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence.
It's on your laptop, and it's then therefore up here in this cloud that exists above us, right?
Wrong.
And think about what AI is kind of a fancy thing. It's, first of all, it's 2 letters.
Oh, give me a break.
So you know how those lids are, because this is, well, I'm just going to speak, okay? Lid! Space, it affects us all. And it connects us all.
You gotta take this stuff seriously as you are, because you have been forced to have to take it seriously.
32 days until the election. So 32 days. 32 days. Okay, we got some business to do. All right. 32 days. And we know we will do it.
Oh, give me a break.
Joe, I know you're still on the call. A friend in need is a friend indeed.
Okay, so.
Reminds me of that guy in The Wizard of Oz, you know, when you pull back the curtain, it's a really small dude.
Okay.
We all watched the television coverage of just yesterday. That's on top of everything else that we know and don't know yet, based on what we've just been able to see. And because we've seen it or not doesn't mean it hasn't happened. But just limited to what we have seen.
You are fake news.
My decision-making process, let's kick the tire on that. Listen, so I may not be quick to have the answer as soon as you ask it about it. My words could move markets. Because people, it means that they are, or worse yet, that they're invisible. But because I think if a perspective needs to build consensus to fix problems. I believe in fixing problems. I love fixing problems. To get stuff done. And I pledge to you I will do that. No, let's take, for example, the issue of Medicare. That I have worked on doing what we have done to negotiate against the work that I have done that has been about why part of my plan that I have outlined. So you know, we'll make mistakes from time to time, but it's focused on you and little joy to the point of, you know. And that's what makes me proud when we're able to do that.
I don't think I've ever heard. Is there something you can point to in your life that you think is a mistake that you have learned from?
I mean, you know, you make lots of mistakes too. I am well, and it's a mistake not to be well versed on an issue and feel compelled to answer a question. Right, Donald Trump's and it It is nothing about what he is saying that is actually going to, it is absolutely something that is intended to and is fanning the fuel. And my plans and policies, including to talk with about, has not, about my, and America, a garbage can. So there you go. I'll see you later.
The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. His demonization is seen as unconscionable, and it's un-American.
One of the young leaders was talking to me about climate mental health. I said, tell me what's going on with your peers. Climate mental health. And she talked, I said, I think I understand that, but unpack it for me. And she talked about how her peers are thinking about it. One example is, whether when they're ready, could they start a family?
And understand the difference here. Understand the difference here. Moving forward. Moving forward. Understand the difference here. What we are looking at is a difference in this election. Let's move forward and see where we are.
And Donald Trump responded with 2 words. Donald Trump intends, day one if elected, Donald Trump what Donald Trump has spent a decade. And while Donald Trump has told us that is immoral, and Trump's not done. Donald Trump, on the other hand, now Donald Trump has a different approach. We know what Donald Trump has in mind. Unlike Donald Trump, because we also know Donald Trump, America, that's who Donald Trump is. To say, I think, to what we can do for the black people, right? Okay.
Right.
So, we weren't particularly special, but everybody told us we was.
Right.
And we believed them.
But what we were talking about is representation and why it matters.
That's right. I also know history. You look at, okay. But of course, you look at the dimensions, right? Okay.
Right.
So part of my plan and policy is recognizing, we know the statistics. I know and see and understand. Right? So I see you shouldn't vote because nothing happens when you do. You see the vicious cycle?
Right. Yeah.
So you don't vote and then you end up taking yourself out of the game. So funny, I was going to say but this is where America's news gets told.
And I will work to pass the first ever federal ban on price gauging on food.
And talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time in terms of what we need to do to lay these wires, what we need to do to create these jobs. And there is such great significance to the passage of time when we think about a day in the life of our children.
Part of the thing that I'm trying to help people, not who are here, obviously, not the leaders who are here, but others understand, is if you're trying to kind of figure out what the stakes are, just imagine the Oval Office, we've all seen it on TV, and just imagine on January 20th. So the United States shares a very important relationship, which is an alliance with the Republic of North Korea. And it is an alliance that is strong and enduring. And today, there were several demonstrations of just that point. Bob and Doug returned to the Kennedy Space Center. They suited up, they waved to their families, and they rode an elevator up nearly 20 stories. They strapped in to their seats and waited as the tanks beneath them filled with tens of thousands of gallons of fuel. And then they launched. Yeah, they did.
A quarter of registered voters still say they don't know you. Why do you think that is? What's the disconnect?
It's an election, Bill. And I take it seriously that I have to earn everyone's vote. What else do we know about this population, 18 through 24? They are stupid.
Bruh.
That is why we put them in dormitories, and they have a resident assistant. They make really bad decisions.
If he's as bad as you say, that half of this country is now supporting this person who could be the 47th president of the United States.
Listen,
Are they stupid? What is
God,
it?
I would never say that about the American people. What else do we know about this population, 18 through 24? They are stupid.
What is
God,
it?
I would never say that about the American people.
Criminalizing border crossings, like you said in 2019.
I do not believe in decriminalizing border crossing. Let me just be very clear. I am in favor of saying that we're not going to treat people who are undocumented and cross the border as criminals. That's correct.